Malcolm's ready. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Just give me a second here. Oh, I love your little avatar. It's so cute. Okay, just give me
Oh,
a second.
no worries. Take your time.
Okay. Long time no see. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's been a hot minute. What have you been up to?
Yeah, just the usual, just typical grinding out the content, covering some of the drama. I was just notified about this recently, this drama like a day ago. So I'm very late to
Mm,
it. So I've never heard of these people before yesterday. And I am reading some of the forums and I guess somebody recommended that I talk to you to get like a good rundown because otherwise then I think I started off stream covering this stuff and it's been a few hours now and we only just got through the part with the child. What's the child's name? Spawn, right? Adrian.
hmm
So we just got through that. So we are probably going to spend most of tomorrow on the second part with the polycule. But I guess I was wondering if you could give me like a rundown exactly of like who these people are and like how they're significant and stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I also have like a lovely list of bare bones links that I can send you as well.
Ooh,
A lot
thank
of the
you.
stuff that I've found it's all kind of like one thread leads to another thread that leads to another thread that leads to another thread, essentially. But this is kind of like the basic rundown of everything. I'll just copy and paste this and I'll send it to you really quick.
I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So
Um, oh,
basically,
sorry,
oh,
I
go ahead.
forgot to ask you. What have you been up to?
I've been outside touching grass most of the summer. I
Oh
usually take
yeah.
like a big stream break over the summer because it's nice outside and I want to go and do
Yeah.
stuff and what have you. So I recently moved, so just moved, and so settling in, kind of having a little bit of
Congratulations.
extra free time. Thank
Yeah.
you. A little bit extra free time. So I've been indulging in my autism a little bit and doing a little bit of dive on this.
Hell yeah. Okay. So yes, I think I see the notification here. Oh yeah. Okay. All of the stuff. Wow.
So it's
Okay.
quite extensive. It's quite extensive,
Okay.
and everything that you're gonna find, there's gonna be 20 spin-off posts about it. There's gonna be like somebody somewhere that has more related to whatever it happens to be that you're reading. Almost every single thing that I found has been on Tumblr, which has been interesting to me. I'm gonna send you this one as well. This is like the main Tumblr that like kind of catalogs and
Mm-hmm.
A-logs pretty much everything that they
Yeah.
do. So it all begins in 2022. Poppy had a girlfriend named Arden, and Arden came out and said that like, oh, my ex Poppy is like mega abusive and like super controlling and super manipulative. But
Mm-hmm.
that didn't blow up really at all. So the
Mm-hmm.
next thing that came out was January 2024. These are things that are public. People are in the background. They have what's called like a quote unquote whisper network
Yeah.
where there's like a bunch of people that are aware of what Poppy's doing, but they're not public about it. So like if they see somebody that's talking to Poppy, they're like, "Hey, just so you know, like this person's on some." It's not really anything that's public. So 2024, somebody named Dormu goes to visit Poppy, and Dormu is 18. Poppy is 41, and Poppy is
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, do you want to come and hang out with me?" And Dormu is like, "Sure. My partner's going to be out of town. I don't have anything else to do. I'll come and hang out."
Mm-hmm.
So Poppy essentially flashes this person to make them uncomfortable, is how it reads to me, where it's like Poppy would sit down in front of Dormu and like flash her tits. And when Dormu would be like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" Poppy would be like, "Ugh, they're just boobs. Like, why are you being such a prude? Like, stop freaking out." Just kind of weird.
So that's
Um,
interesting because I just watched the video where she and her partner accuse Adrian of flashing people to make them uncomfortable.
yeah. So there's like kind of the thing that I've kind of come across repeatedly is that it's like rules for thee, but not for me, where it's like we have
Uh-huh.
this really strict and rigid definition of like what's acceptable, but it's okay if I do it. Just when other people do it to me, it's up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if other people do it to friends, I guess. Yeah. Because
Mhm.
that's what they accused Adrian. They accused Adrian of wearing like underwear that was not like so it wasn't flashing in the same way, right? But they would accuse
Mhm.
Adrian of like wearing underwear that was too tight and then flashing people while she was wearing underwear, flashing like guests and stuff when they came over. And that is I don't know. It indicates two things, right? Like one, either you're projecting and you're falsely accusing this person of this thing, or two, maybe it's learned behavior, right? Like
Mhm.
if you had a habit of flashing people or doing things to make people uncomfortable, maybe that kid learned from you, especially if she's been raised by you since she was like 4.
Yeah, definitely. And Poppy has been in Spawn's life for Spawn's entire life. Poppy and Spawn's mom started dating before Spawn was born. The mom was pregnant with Spawn when Poppy and the mom started dating. So it's been like since birth that Spawn has been present in the kid's life. So learned behavior for sure, but also it kind of calls out that little kind of contradiction where it's like when Spawn does it, it's to make people uncomfortable just for like and giggles. But when you do it, it's really not that big of a deal. Just kind of like a repeating pattern of behavior, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, my allergies are going just bananas today, so I apologize for like coughing in your ear.
Yeah, no, I didn't even notice. So so Willow Dormeau visits Poppy and is flashed at 18. And then I see here on your timeline, then January the same year, Gay Fesh does a thread on Noe.
Yeah, so Noe Flake, that's going to be the one that's the big nuke. So something that I had said was I think that the Spawn document was actually really poorly put together, only because like it doesn't preface anything. So the Spawn document is like the big nuke that everybody has been reading, but it doesn't show any like context to how Zena and Poppy are with other people, never mind their own kid. So this one dropped today. Let me see if I can find this one. I'll shoot you a link. This one is more comprehensive. So the big thing that is crazy about Zena and Poppy is like their weird like sexual with everybody else. That's really the thing that is very strange. So this document goes over some of the Spawn stuff down at the bottom, but most of it is going to be Poppy's like controlling and manipulative behavior with all the partners that she's had. So like if you just read the Spawn document, you're like, okay, these are just like logs, like vent logs. Like there's a couple of text messages where they're being and like, yeah, they're being whatever, but that's really all it is. But in the context of like every other single relationship that they've had, they are very controlling, very manipulative, very just inappropriate with like every single other person. And I think that context is important to start with. So when Melina helped write this Spawn doc, I feel like that was kind of an L that wasn't prefaced before the document even started.
That's one thing I would say is that there was no prefacing, there was no context, there was like no, like you kind of figure out like kind of by other means what their relationship is and like what exactly this is about. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Thank you for linking me this.
Yeah, for sure. So in the little thing that I sent you, so the next big thing is Gay Fesh, and Gay Fesh is semi-relevant in this because Gay Fesh was friends with Poppy and Zena for a long time. And what ended up happening is Poppy and Noe, they were in like a polyamorous relationship. That kind of blew up a little bit. And after the fact, Poppy was like, I was raped. And so what she decided to do was to ask every single person that has ever lived to be like, come out and defend me. You're my friend. You should be defending me. And so Gay Fesh was essentially like, I haven't read everything yet. Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I'm not going to come out and start swooping for you. Like, I don't know. And so Poppy got super pissed off and ended up nuking her relationship with Gay Fesh, and that's what caused Gay Fesh to eventually come out and say like, you know, I've kind of had time to look everything over and read all this stuff and blah blah blah, and it's actually like kind of weird. Gay Fesh doesn't like me, and I don't care for Gay Fesh that much either, but that's kind of like where Gay Fesh's involvement comes from. And in the document that I just sent you, you can see her do this with other people as well. Like she spun out of Vosh's community, but I don't think that her and Vosh have ever like collaborated on anything or anything like that. But she was tagging him and stuff too and being like, oh my God, like, please help me expose this horrible, evil, like rapist or whatever. And Vosh blocked her, Keffels blocked her. It was like, everybody was just, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't even know you. I don't know why you expect me to come out and defend you.
Yeah. Ow. Damn. Okay. And then there's Faerun, their thread of defending Noe Flake. Yeah, I would say Gaius Vish like hates my guts, but I'm gonna try and find a way to pull up their tweet. So I see, Faerun does a thread defending Noe, and then after that, I see in this list Annie Gallagher, who's a PDF file, defends Poppy. Who is Annie Gallagher, if you don't mind me asking?
So the context of this is that for a long time, it's not there anymore. Poppy had a pinned tweet on her profile, and it was a link to this Guardian Acorn article that was written by this Annie Gallagher person. And the picture of this Guardian Acorn article was Noe Flake with the word rapist like over the front of it. And so this Annie Gallagher person wrote this article like defending Poppy essentially, but before she goes into defending Poppy, she writes this big long preamble about why she's defending Poppy. And so essentially what ended up happening is that Annie Gallagher had a Discord server. In that Discord server, there were minors In that server with the minors, minors were allowed to post nude pictures of themselves, and Annie Gallagher allowed maps, minor attracted people, into the
What the
Discord server
fuck?
as long as they weren't, quote, being creepy or weird. And so the admin for that Discord server rolled and released all of the logs to say, this is what's going on in this Discord server. So the person that is defending Poppy is a literal PDF and allowed maps in a server with minor attracted people for
That's so
like the
gross.
lulz.
That's so gross. That's disgusting. Yeah, and people who are like readily admitting it too. That is so f***ed up.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so this Annie Gallagher person defends them. Oh, I see here. Yeah. Okay. Jesus fucking
And
Christ.
the links that I sent are safe. They don't have like any images or anything on
Yeah.
that. Like you can open them. It's not like, like nudes of 18-year-olds or anything like that. It's just screenshots of people asking for nude rolls and then their ages correspondingly when they would ask for their ages.
That's so gross. That's so gross. Okay. Leaks of Poppy's child alleging abuse happens in March.
And that was before the document. That was just like murmurings in the background, essentially.
And then Luxander's thread on Poppy's weird with minors in Discord. Yeah, wow, this is just crazy.
And I will, after this is done, I do not have this thread in here. There is an instance with Courtney Orchard that honestly made me wish that I was dead. It was truly the worst and most horrific thing I've ever read in my entire life. But we can close with that because that one will put you in the grave for sure.
Okay. So just a quick question. And I know this is a little bit off topic because I know we're in the middle of March 2024 here. Well, I mean, early March 2024. But did you know these people before all this like controversy happened around them?
I did personally because like the trans community is incredibly insular, so I was like aware of them. They have made claims that the reason that I'm talking about this kind of is because they disagreed with one of my takes one time. So we've kind of been like all the trans streamers are kind of generally in the same orbit, but like I didn't really know anything about this. The first time that I saw anything about this was like in 2023 when they were arguing with Gayfesh, but I didn't know what they were arguing about. It was like vague posting. So I did know who they were beforehand, but only like for the trans thing. It wasn't because like I, loved their content or was familiar with their content. It was just being trans at the same time.
Yeah, the kind of like the just everybody knows everybody and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is there, you might not know this, but is there a reason why they do everything together? Like they have a Twitter account together. They like stream together. It seems like they are like attached in a really unhealthy way. Like,
Yeah, I don't know honestly. It feels codependent to me. I've read in many places that Zena, I don't watch their content all the time for context. Like if you have questions about their content, I don't know because I don't really watch it. But I have read in many places that Zena, so originally Jess's handle or Poppy's handle, excuse me, it was Jess and then it was Poppy. Before that it was trans girl therapist. And Zena really didn't like that because she was like, I feel like this is all about you. Like, I feel like I don't really get to participate in like the streaming or anything like that. And that's why they changed it to like Jess and Zena and then Poppy and Zena later. I don't know why they stream together, but it has been said before that like the primary focus is Poppy and that kind of makes everybody else kind of like, why is Zena even here? So I don't know. It might be akin to that, I suppose.
Damn, dude, it's just weird to me. Like I've seen codependent relationships before, and they still don't share a Twitter account. Like that's weird to me. Like, why do you as a couple need a Twitter account? Why do you as a couple need to stream together all the time? But I mean, okay, I mean, yeah, something is there. Also, I have people in my chat that are like alleging that they're racist, and I haven't heard anything about that. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about the racism. So one of the tweets that I made, somebody was saying in there that she was trying to dox, like, oh God, hang on, let me find my tweet. I don't remember this guy's name. It was like young black economist, I think.
Shit. Yeah.
There's people that are like arguing in my replies about it, but I don't know anything about it. So I don't know if you know young black economist or anything like that, but this is where people are arguing about that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just curious. Okay, cool. So, right. Okay, where were we? We were on early March. Luxander does a thread on Poppy's weird with minors in Discord. Okay, and that's pretty wild. I guess Poppy has also a history of being inappropriate with minors. So wonderful. We love that. Just kidding, we don't. Okay, and then March 13th, Gayfesh does a thread expanding on Noe, Blake. Okay. And then you said there was like one last thing that you said you thought would break me.
Yeah, so just for context quickly on the Noe Flake thing, this document, so the link that I gave you to the Gayfesh thread is actually a link to the Noe Google document. That's
Okay.
kind of the that everybody has been watching for a while now.
Yeah.
So Too Long Didn't Read version, Noe and Poppy date over Discord for 4 months, and then they plan to meet up and like hook up over Christmas. Right before they go, Poppy and Noe get into like a big fight, and Poppy kind of nukes and or ults and is like, "Okay, well, if you're gonna act like this, then I don't even really want to come and see you if this is how you're gonna be acting." And then Noe says, "Don't come down and see me. I'm breaking up with you. Like I don't want to do this anymore." And then so Poppy does like the "I'm gonna kill myself. Like please don't leave me. Like please, bro, I'll do anything. Like please let me come and
God
see
damn
you."
it. Okay.
So after a while, Noe's like, "Okay, fine. Like I'll come and see you. Whatever. Like just leave me alone." Essentially. So they meet up. They hook up. Poppy admits on several occasions that she initiated this. After they hook up, Noe's like, "I still am not feeling it. I still don't want to date you. Like, I'm still breaking up with you. Goodbye." Following that incident, Poppy said that Noe Flake raped her because it was rape by deception, because Poppy was under the pretense that they were going to and like get married and run away on like Barbie girl dream vacation or whatever. And because Noe like didn't want to date Poppy, like after she had already announced it, that it was rape by deception because she lied about like going into having sex, that she like actually wasn't feeling it as much as she thought she was. So that was like the big nuke where Poppy was like, Noe Flake is a rapist. Noe Flake is a predator. Everybody who disagrees with me is defending my rapist. You know, you guys have to keep me safe. Like I'm a vulnerable trans woman who has been raped. Like you guys have to protect me. That was like the big nuke that kind of set everything off and made it a little bit more
Jesus.
public, just
Yeah.
for context before that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that because I saw that there was like she was claiming that people were weaponizing her rapist or whatever. And it's like, okay, if she's admitted to having like initiated all of that, the sexual stuff, you can't really like claim that it's rape, right? Like you're the one who initiated it and you're the one who wanted to have sex. Like, I don't know. And I've heard that Noe Flake is also asexual. Is that true?
Yeah, so there are in the document that just leaked today, there's more context. So the one that is in the little link tree that I just sent you, the one that's on
Mhm.
Gayfesh's thread, it's all of the logs before they meet and after they meet. So it's kind of their conversations around that. The doc that just leaked today has additional context where because Poppy was like, I had no idea that Noe was asexual. I have no idea where this is coming from. And the logs show them having like in-depth conversations of Noe being like, I don't really like to. It's not really for me. It's not really something that I'm into, but I know that sometimes like for my partners or people that I'm dating, that's something that's important to them, so I'm willing to do it, but it's not something that's for me. Like I don't care that much about it.
Yeah.
And Poppy literally responds to this and is like, that makes me feel like not sexy and not wanted. I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is Malcolm Testy. But yeah,
Oh, ban that guy. What? I hate that guy.
what? He's
I'm
like
just
my
kidding.
yeah, he's my homie. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. Somebody in chat is saying it's not even rape because she badgered Noe forever and then got mad because Noe still didn't want her messy ass. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, if
Brutal.
you read the logs, it's crazy, dude. It's like Poppy is a licensed therapist, so she has like a master's degree in mind people. It is like
Yeah,
textbook, like I will kill myself if you don't come and see me. It's crazy to read.
that is wild. That is wild. I don't know, like on one end I'm sure like abusive people aren't fully aware that they're being abusive, but on the other end, like you're a therapist. Like you're a therapist, you have to know. You have to know that
I
this behavior
fully
is
believe that Poppy
yeah.
knows that everything that she's doing is like there's no
Yeah.
way. It's
Yeah.
just not possible.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read the logs yet. Maybe I will also think that by the time. I mean, honestly, it's still hard to believe, like even with the stuff with the kid. So, yeah.
I guess
Anything else that you think is important for me to know about this whole situation before I start like diving in deep into this or
so there is one incredibly disgusting piece of lore, and then obviously, of course, you're gonna find like links to like weird shit that she said here and there, or like cringe stuff or whatever have you. That's all tangential. The big thing that to me was the most concerning where I was like, this is something where it should have been an immediate nuke. This should have been something that was big news. Are you familiar at all with Lily Orchard?
I am not. I've heard of their name before, but I don't know. I just know that there's controversy surrounding them. I don't know anything else about them.
So Lily Orchard is kind of like a big trans YouTuber. She's pretty big and was a while ago. She's kind of fallen off since then. But so at the time of this whole interaction, Lily Orchard was like a huge trans YouTuber. She did like a lot of brony content. Apparently there's a big market for that. I wouldn't have guessed.
Wow.
But nonetheless, she made like a pretty big, platform based upon this. So Lily Orchard had a sister named Courtney, and Lily Orchard, before, she transitioned and all this other good stuff, way back in the early parts of her life, incestuously raped her sister Courtney for years. And as young as 3 years old. Like the most disgusting, horrifying, vile shit that you could imagine. This is what she did to her. And later in life, she commissioned fan art of drawn depictions of her raping Courtney as an adult. So incredibly disgusting, vile. So Courtney Orchard.
Courtney's sis, or
to my understanding, yes. I could be wrong about that, but to my understanding, she is. So what ends up happening is Courtney is like, she sees that her sister is getting like a big YouTube platform, and she's like, this is kind of bad, right? Because this person's like genuinely dangerous. So she starts shopping around for people that she can tell her story to, essentially. So she reaches out to Poppy. She's like, hey, I see that you have a big platform. These are all the things that my sister has done to me throughout my life. Can I please come on and talk about it so I can expose her? And Poppy, of course, says yes. So Poppy monopolizes this content. The biggest views on her channel are from Courtney Orchard. This is pretty much how her fan base grew, was with the Courtney Orchard stuff. So exclusive monopoly on this content, blah, blah, blah. So she has Courtney Orchard on for several interviews where Courtney is literally in tears talking about like this horrible traumatic that has happened to her, essentially. All the while, Poppy is flirting with her and hitting on her. So come to the conclusion of these interviews, of course, Poppy decides to take this opportunity to tell Courtney that she thinks that incest is hot. And not only does she think that incest is hot, she thinks that sibling incest is the hottest kind of incest, and proceeds to send Courtney Orchard, after she had just spent hours on her stream crying about her childhood sexual abuse, images of sibling like incest porn, and say, this is the stuff that I think that is hot. Don't you think this is hot?
That's so disgusting, and it's inappropriate. Like just inappropriate and absolutely disgusting. Like, what goes through your head to compel you to send somebody something like that? I
still can't recover from that. Like that was like the most evil I've ever read my entire life. Like, it takes an especially fuck kind of person for somebody to sit there and cry about their trauma to you, and then you're like, ah, damn, this is kind of hot though. Like, incredibly.
Logs of this? Are the interviews still up?
The interviews are still up on Poppy's YouTube channel. I'll send you. So Courtney's blog keeps getting deleted on Tumblr because of Lily still. So anything that exists is going to exist on this blog because it keeps getting clapped and then deleted and then clapped and then deleted and then clapped and then deleted. Let me see if I can find this really quick. I don't know if this is the right one.
Okay, so I guess any of the stuff that also was accused of Lily Orchard would be on that blog too, right?
I know the Essence of Thought goes over it pretty thoroughly, and I mean, Poppy and Zena still cover it pretty well. It's just like horrible to watch because they're just like hitting on her all the time.
Yeah.
I wonder if her last blog just got clapped too. Hang on, I'm looking to see if I can find this.
Yeah. Any archives of the blog? We can try and look also, Snicker Snack.
I will send you. It's these tie my shoes. I'm gonna see if I can find because sometimes they go back and forth on Tumblr a lot. Like, Tumblr is kind of the hub of all of this activity. So I'm just gonna check and see if I can find her blog quickly.
Maybe I need to like start doing stuff with my Tumblr, because I have a Tumblr account. I never use it. You know, if this
I hate it because it's threaded weird. Though the only reason I have a Tumblr account is to read this stuff, but it's like it's threaded so up because they can reblog it like at any point, and it up the threading of everything. It's really hard to follow, I think. Oh yeah, her blog got clapped. If there are archives or screenshots, it'll be on that blog that I sent you a second ago, the one that is the Zena and Poppy one.
Okay, yeah, the Poppy and Zena Tumblr. Okay. Yeah.
That one is where all the archive links are. It's pretty extensive. There's that new document now. In this document, they link the original Noe document. They're all like the longest documents you've ever read, but it's because they have like every single screenshot. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to get through, but it has all of the information in it.
Okay, I see. Please tie my shoes. Offenses is a Tumblr blog. What is
I wonder
this?
if that's her new one, maybe, because the original one was "Please Tie My Shoes," so I don't know if she got clapped on that one or not.
I don't know. I think this might be a blog dedicated to this blog might be dedicated just to be doing a like making hit pieces on Courtney. I'm not sure. Do you follow any of these blogs or you just like read them with your thing?
No, I just read them. I haven't used Tumblr since like 2014, so I just use it to read this kind of stuff.
God, dude. I need to figure out how to keep in the know the way that you do because like I am so out of the loop with all of this stuff. It's just wild.
It's horrible. Anytime that I read something, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And the next thing I read is somehow worse.
God, terrible. Wow. Okay. Thank you for filling me in on all of this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be spending the next few days just like deep diving on all of this because yeah, it's so much. It's so much. Just figuring out and understanding the kids document was hard enough, but hopefully the following stuff will have more context and be more understandable. But yeah, wow.
Yeah, the context definitely helps just because you can see like the way she is. So like with the context going in with how she treats Noe and everything and then reading the spawn logs, you're like, holy, like I can see it a little bit more clearly. But yeah, it's everything that you read, you're going to find something worse without question. It continually gets worse with every single thing that you find. And it's like a never ending rabbit hole of just like depravity, which is tragic. But I said the other day, and I will continue to say it, I am very happy that this is leaving like their little containment zone because that's where they scrape for their mentally ill Discord kittens to indoctrinate into like their polycule. So for a long time, it was like, I'm going to nuke you if you bring this up, or like I'm going to make a segment on my YouTube channel about it. And it's like nobodies who are like, damn, that's like kind of a big deal. But it's like, what are you going to do against all these people that like don't give a fuck about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild because you think about like the warnings they used to have for kids in like the 2000s, like be careful who you talk to online, don't get taken advantage of and stuff like that. And when you actually see it play out, it's always people who are predators are taking advantage of people who are mentally ill or not mentally all there, people who come from broken homes and people who are part of like marginalized communities. It's always that, right? It's always people with who don't have people around them to tell them to watch out for people, basically. And it is really sad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the whole, like, that's like their whole platform is like, Poppy is a therapist. We're also mentally ill. We specialize in this. If you're mentally ill, trans, abandoned, or whatever, you can come and hang out here and, we'll take care of you and we'll be your friend. And this is a safe space and blah, blah, blah. And it's like the people that are getting sucked into this, it's like, these are like the prime people who are like susceptible to this just kind of like insane. And it's so sad because they don't even know. They have no idea because like this is just some random person. It's really sad to see people continually fall into it.
But what's really like I don't know, if I were the child, if I were Spawn, I would feel really bad because I just watched the video where Poppy and Zena are talking about that whole thing with Spawn, and essentially, sorry, I when I'm thinking through things, I tend to like repeat words and sometimes stutter, but I remember one thing that really stood out to me in that video was that Poppy started talking about how she loves her Discord kids, like or like her adopted kids, like, and these are kids that are just Discord kids. They're not kids that you grew up raising. They're not kids that you raised at all, really. They're kids that you adopted them as they're already adults. They're your friends. They're not your kids. Like, kids are not supposed to be easy. Kids are not supposed to be like a walk in the park and fun to have, right? Like, I'm pretty sure half of it, if not more, is supposed to be struggle. And I feel I don't know, just knowing that Poppy also put her like personal relationships above her kid is so upsetting to me.
Yeah, and I mean, Something that I think is relevant as well is that, like, in the Spawn documents, or excuse me, in the video response that she does, it's like anytime that I would have a partner over or whatever and they tried to tell Spawn what to do, Spawn would get mad. And it's like, well, think about this from Spawn's perspective. It's like
Yeah.
you're a kid and your mom is like in this polyamorous harem, and you have these random people coming over every single day. I would be mad if some random person came over and was like, clean your room. I'd be like, who are you? You're like the third person that's been here this
Yeah.
week. I don't have to listen to you. Like the way that they kind of like positioned it to be like from the start, like this kid was, and that is so.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's sad is like in everything that they're about and complaining about the kid. It's like who raised the kid?
Yeah.
Who taught them this? Look in the
The
mirror.
kid learned that from somebody, right?
Yeah.
The kid learned that from somebody. And, you know, and oftentimes you see this like in any type of relationship, but you'll see like oftentimes, not all the time, they're good step parents, but there are often times where people will have step parents and those step parents start to get insecure about their status in relation to the child of their partner. And I don't know, it seems kind of like Xena felt that way about Spawn. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the read that I got on it. And you know, of course, Spawn is not going to respond to random people who don't have a personal relationship with them telling them what to do, right? That is a given.
Yeah, that's not
And
surprising.
and you as a parent should probably step in and be like, hey, you don't tell my kid what to do. You don't
Mhm.
know them. You haven't built this relationship with them, right? But it just seems like Poppy put her own personal relationships above her kid, and that's a recipe for abuse.
Yeah, I
So
completely agree.
yeah.
Well, I have to jet. It's just about bedtime. If you come
Yeah.
across anything that you have if you want to know if I have a link to it or whatever, you can let me know. The Tumblr is probably the best resource for all of
Okay.
this.
Thank you
And
so
then
much.
I'm not going to clout shark, but I do have several videos extensively going over this. Comment
Yeah,
it. God damn it,
please.
Malcolm on YouTube.
Can you link me your YouTube and I will link it in the chat. Let me just guys, go
Ooh.
check out Malcolm. Malcolm has all of the deets on this. Actually, I think somebody else linked it to me already. Let me see.
Ooh, here it is, just in case. But so this has been
Okay.
like my free time drama binge
Awesome.
lately.
And what
So
time
that's
do
what I've been going
you
over.
what time do you usually do your content or stuff?
I usually try and stream. It depends on the day, honestly, but I usually stream like every day. I usually stream either at like 11 in the morning or at like 4 at night, either or.
Nice.
And then I'm editing it right now. I should have it done tomorrow. We went over the third document today on stream, so I'm just like
Yeah.
chopping it up so it can be a segment.
Yeah.
So I'll drop that probably sometime tomorrow as well.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Guys, go check out Goddammit Malcolm. Okay. I've known Malcolm for a while. We haven't talked in a while, but I've known Malcolm for a while. He's always been very, very cool. So you guys should go check him out. Thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I was happy to hear from you.
Thanks.
If you come across anything or you need anything else, just let me know, and I can see if I have a screenshot or a log or
Thank
whatever
you.
if you have any questions.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.
You as well. Have a good one, bud.
See ya. Okay, that was cool. Okay. Damn, dude. These
Push, because then
guys, we might have to continue this tomorrow because it's already midnight for me. It's already midnight for me. So, guys, we might have to do the rest of this tomorrow. We're going to go over the second document tomorrow. I'll be back around 4:30, okay? Wuss, I see how it is. No, it's midnight. It's midnight. I've been streaming for 6 hours and 41 minutes. Please consider subscribing, super chatting, becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. So much yucky. You found a whole rabbit hole. Yeah, dude. Yeah. This is just wild. Rezi had a short night and streamed. Just saying. What do you mean Rezi had a short night and streamed? What does that mean? By the way, CD-ROM, thank you for the resubscribe on Twitch. The #1 abuser of children is parents' boyfriend or girlfriend, and she had a revolving door of them, explicitly given rights to tell them what to do. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. Stream for 9 hours. Kamikaze. Okay, I can't do that, okay? I need to have some balance in my life, all right? That's so many recipes for disaster in one cookbook. Yeah, it's wild. Hey, Mom, is that number 4 today or dude? I'm sorry, but I'm thinking of that Always Sunny episode where Charlie's mom brings home different Santas. You know, I hate to say it, I would love to be super open to different types of relationships, but I do think monogamy is most safe for a child, right? And even then, you know, number one abusers of kids are like their family members. But limiting access for like random people to get access to your kids, like, I think that's a pretty good idea. And I think monogamy generally lends itself to that, you know? Takes a lot of energy to stream that long. I'm not like a super high energy person, and I don't want to develop like a stimulant addiction. I want to be able to give you guys fresh takes, okay? Every day. So I am going to call it for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please consider dropping a follow, perhaps dropping a Twitch subscribe or a YouTube membership or a super chat. We also have Discord subscriptions now, and also with a membership on YouTube or a subscribe on Twitch, you get access to the drama channel. I may give you the drama channel if you ask me nicely. But getting, you know, access to the drama channel on the Discord, you know? And yeah, it's cool stuff. So limiting a stranger's access to your kids is basic parenting. Yeah, true. Crazy stream, thanks. Come back tomorrow, we're gonna cover more of it. We covered today where it's just the kid talking about how much they micromanage them. And that's just in the past year, right? All that documentation that was done by the kid is just in the past year. We don't know what the rest of their life was like. We have no idea. That, you know, maybe it's true that the child would flash guess who came over. But who did the child learn it from? And why is the child doing it? If you had a revolving door of people coming in and, you know, inappropriately telling your child what to do, why wouldn't your child get inappropriately comfy with some of these people? I don't know. I'm gonna come chill with y'all tomorrow. I'm not streaming, so I can chat. Hell yeah, Keldoge. No matter what, that kid needs lots of love and care, even though in 20s. Yeah, you know, even in your 20s, I think a lot of kids still want to be around their parents. They still want to be in their presence and talk to their parents, you know? My philosophy is anything known publicly is probably worse privately. I guess so, yeah. On Maury, they point out that's evidence of a child being sexualized. Yeah, generally children who... So the child is 20, but you know, usually when you see sexual behavior from children, from people under the age of 18, it's because they've been sexually abused. And they're kind of acting out what's been done to them. So it's very, very sad. Very sad to think about. I do want to go into the Courtney Orchard stuff too at some point, but I will have to find archives of that. Oh, God, dude. This stuff is wild. I think I'm going to have to start taking notes on this stuff. You know, I genuinely think I'm going to have to start taking notes on this because there's just so much going on. I shouldn't even call this weird cringe drama. It's just disgusting. I didn't even get to Steven Crowder tonight. I didn't even get to do the panel tonight. Like, forget about it, you know? Forget about it. We were just so busy covering this. Damn, dude. Wild. Gonna need a whiteboard. Good night, you beautiful people. Good night, Nick. Hell world. Part of the cycle is the victim sexualizing themselves young. Damn. We need the cork board. Nightmare. Yeah, dude. Terrible. Okay, who's online on YouTube right now? And on Twitch. Who's online on Twitch? Has it been weirdly low in viewership on Twitch recently? Feels a little weird. Okay, I'm going to raid into Nina on Twitch, right? And on YouTube, I don't know who's online on YouTube. I feel like we are Charlie in the mailroom, manically walking around with a cigarette. Yeah, Twitch viewership has been dead for months. Oh, okay, maybe I'm just noticing. I feel like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyways, who to raid on YouTube? Who's online? I don't know who's online. Let me see. Mamma mia, let me go. Magnifico. Who am I gonna raid into on YouTube? Can you get me into spicy chat? I don't think so, Keldoge. I'm pretty sure I'm banned from that server. I'm not gonna be any help to you, Keldoge. Also, I'm pretty sure that chat hates me. Let's see. Who's online? Who is online? Who can I raid? I wish Raccoon Saloon were raidable. Oh, you know what? I know who I'm gonna raid. Okay, you guys have to be really nice to this person because I think they're really cool. What did you do to get banned? Oh no, I can't raid them. I told a few people to KYS. Who else can I raid? Who can I raid? I don't know. Maybe Shark? If Shark allows raids? I don't know. Bro, why can't I... Why does nobody allow raids? What is going on? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna raid Lo-Fi Girl or whatever her name is. Good night, Neopet Sam Bankman-Fried. Thank you. Where's the Lo-Fi Girl? Yeah, here it is. Okay, we're raiding into some version of the Lo-Fi Girl. Good night, guys. I love you. Come back tomorrow, 4:30. Okay? See you then.